This is good. This is really good.
Not too hot. Extra chocolate. Shaken, not stirred.
Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to Binging with Babish, where this week we're taking a look at the hot cocoa from the Santa Claus. A recipe 1,200 years in the making, so the least that I can do is spend a long weekend on it. So here I have a collection of different types of chocolate and cocoa powders, both of which we're going to utilize in making our hot cocoa. Technically it's not hot cocoa if there's chocolate solids in it, but this is what's going to make it extra chocolatey and velvety and rich. But our bread and butter is going to be the cocoa powder. This is where it really pays off to mix and match your flavors. I've got 3 different kinds of cocoa powder here. Some are earthy and woody and some are light and fruity. Before we make our master blend of these chocolates, we first have to come up with the best way to integrate them into the beverage. And our kitchen producer Kendall taught me an amazing trick where we add a couple tablespoons of heavy cream directly to our cocoa powders and sugars, making a paste. This prevents the dreaded cocoa powder lumps and is how you should prepare your hot cocoa from now until the end of time. Next up, we gotta talk liquids, and generally I like to go with a 50-50 mix of milk and heavy cream. I've got 1 cup of each here that I'm gonna combine in a medium saucepan and over medium-low heat, bring it to not quite a simmer. Not only did Judy say that the hot cocoa was not too hot, but bringing milk to a boil can scald it, changing its consistency and flavor. Once we've reached about 190 degrees Fahrenheit, we're going to kill the heat and add 4 ounces of bittersweet chocolate and our cocoa paste, which is 3 tablespoons each cocoa powder and sugar, tiny whisk together with a tablespoon or 2 of cream. Tiny whisk thoroughly until everybody is melted and homogeneous. Season with a bit of kosher salt, and optionally you can add a teaspoon each vanilla extract and instant espresso powder, both of which will serve to enhance our chocolate flavor. Once everybody's mixed in, all there is left to do is serve and enjoy this rich, decadent mug of American-style hot chocolate. And don't get me wrong, this is very, very, very good, but it's not I worked on it for 1,200 years good. So I decided to explore some other methods for making hot chocolate as rich and decadent as possible. Starting with the French, we're combining the same 1 cup each heavy cream and whole milk, then we're adding a tablespoon of sugar and a whopping 8 ounces of dark chocolate, killing the heat and stirring until everybody's melted and emulsified, which is going to result in an incredibly rich, thick, deeply chocolatey hot chocolate, which of course we're going to season with a little pinch of kosher salt before ladling into a much more reasonably portioned mug, because this stuff kind of feels like drinking just a cup of melted chocolate, which you're definitely not going to hear me complain about, but it's not what I imagined when I was a kid and I would watch the Santa Claus so much that I broke the VHS. Now, really just for shoots and googles, I'm going to try the Italian method for hot chocolate, which in addition to the 3 tablespoons each sugar and cocoa powder, contains 1 tablespoon of cornstarch in the dry mix. This we're going to add directly into the steaming milk and heavy cream, with the heat on low this time because we need the cornstarch to be cooked for a couple minutes. This plus 4 ounces of dark chocolate is going to make for a devastatingly thick, almost pudding-like hot chocolate, and that's because that's what it is. It's pretty much pudding. You could absolutely eat this stuff with a spoon, you could put it in the fridge and it would set up just like chocolate pudding, and drinking it hot out of a cup is, suffice it to say, a bizarre experience. Whoa, I don't think so, Tim. But there's one more ultra-rich method I want to try, this one hailing from Vienna. This time we're whisking together our 3 tablespoons of sugar with 2 egg yolks. Setting that aside while we dump 8 ounces of dark chocolate into our 1 cup each milk and heavy cream, melting that completely over low heat, and then we're kind of going to make a creme patisserie, bringing stuff back over to the eggs and then slowly ladling the hot mixture into the eggs while whisking constantly, which is going to temper them and prevent them from scrambling when we add them back to the pot, which we're going to cook over medium-low heat for 1 to 2 minutes until we just start to see a little bubblage. And there you have it, a Viennese style hot chocolate. Ultra thick and chocolatey with an added layer of richness from egg yolks. Again, a fun experiment, but not Judy's hot cocoa. The answer there, I think, lies in her James Bond joke, shaken not stirred. So for our ultimate hot cocoa, we're combining 3 tablespoons of sugar with 2 tablespoons each Valrhona and Ghirardelli cocoa powder, a little pinch of instant espresso powder, and a pinch of salt. Tiny whisk until homogeneous, and then it's time to grab our shaker, an insulated thermos with a double screw seal. Before we go any further, I must tell you that this is dangerous. Shaking hot liquids causes gases to expand, which could explode and burn your precious skin, so I must advise you not to try this at home. So in addition to the cocoa powder and sugars, I'm going to add 2.5 ounces of Callebaut dark chocolate wafers, and through a funnel I'm going to pour in my steaming milk and cream. Then I'm going to seal this guy up tight with both its screw top lids and give it a gentle shake. Just enough to melt the chocolate, dissolve the cocoa powder and sugars, and I hope aerate the heavy cream a little bit, which is going to make it nice and thick. Very carefully unscrew the top to slowly release the pressure, and then there's only one way to serve this hot cocoa, in a replica of the actual mug from the Santa Claus film. It's made of sterling silver, it costed $200, and I'm going to be drinking all my beverages out of it from now on. But how is this particular beverage? Well, gotta say, I think we did our job. It's richer and thicker than American hot cocoa, but not as overwhelming as the earlier iterations. It is not too hot, it is extra chocolatey, and it was shaken, not stirred. Happy holidays, guys.